So I would just always try to find a concept in music and relate it to software. Many reasons why I believe you should do this. It also helps explaining it to other people when you are working with them, when you're collaborating, what it is you're trying to do. And I think one of the things I had mentioned to you in Ghana was that effectively music has like a time signature, a 4/4 time signature, which is the beat, the pace, and whatever else of the song, right? And when you're making an instrument or playing music, whatever note you're playing have to fit within the 4/4 time signature. It lets you know where the bar is going to be. It lets you know where the beat is going to be, how many beats in the song, how many bars in the song, so on and so forth. So yeah, and for me, like even when I was building the USSD interface, although be it at a much later stage when I was refining it a little more, it felt like whatever I was doing, since the interface is only text based and the character limit is 160 characters, right? I was very limited in what I was going to do, and it felt like trying to put notes on a 4/4 time signature. And so there's certain things that the user can get used to, right? In the case of the USSD menu, is the list of options: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every screen that a person goes through in the USSD interface has that 1, 2, 3, 4 list. Right? It's longer than 4. It could go up to 9, even more numbers if I wanted to. But then, for it to be easy and very consumable, you have to keep to that, right? And then there's other screens where it's not a list, but it's an input where you're asking the user to input something, right? And as soon as the user sees that they are not given 1, 2, 3, 4, they should understand. And it's much easier for them to understand that, oh, now I'm supposed to input something other than 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Either an amount, either a username, either whatever else. So they read the message you have written for them, right? And that for me felt like, in a song, there's like a bridge section that you can do whatever. Like, Kanye West had a song, "Do You Realize That You Are a Champion?" That sampled, I think, Charlemagne or something like that. Let me look it up. But the shocking thing with the sample is that the Charlemagne song is an acoustic guitar for like majority of the song. But then when the part that Kanye sampled has an electronic type sound to it, electronic feel. Oh, Kid Charlemagne by Steely Dan or something like this, a 1976 record. So yeah, music allows you to do all of these things where, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then you just want to do something for like 2 seconds and then come back, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, so that's the USSD interface for how we're approaching it. And thinking about it in that way also helps because we can then do design, right? We can then say, okay, a person should be able to go back from a certain menu, right? So we can put the option to go back. Let's say 77 is the option to go back, but then we are still trying to work within that 160 character limit. So we cannot always put back on the every screen, because then it's like how many characters? 2 space and then 4. So that's like 6 or 7 characters that are being used up by just always having the back option on the screen. So you only show it on certain screens and then hope that the user at some point will say, oh, there's that back option that I once saw. Can I use it on this screen? Because now I do want to go back. And then when they input 77, they go back and they're like, ah, cool, it works. So that feels almost similar to, like, there's always a hi-hat in the background of whatever genre of music you're listening to. And yeah, so even if you don't know that the hi-hat is there, the hi-hat is there. Majority of the time. Yes, there's some songs that do not have a hi-hat, but the vast majority of music has hi-hats in the background. And since the hi-hats are always there, we don't hear them anymore. But if they're not there, we kind of notice, right? We kind of notice that they're not there. Same way that if a user tries to input 77 for back in the USSD interface and it doesn't go back, then the user's like, okay, I hope this back option was on every screen, right? So yeah, cool. So that is effectively me and creative journey and the creative energy and how I'm still trying to use software dev as a creative outlet, right? Yeah,